Hi, today I want to expand upon the definition that Eli the computer guy has for the rabbit hole to hell. He defines the rabbit hole to hell as a problem that you think you can solve, but that is unsolvable, that has no solution, that will just continuously drag you to hell. And if you've ever seen a rabbit or tried to catch a rabbit, they're really small, they're tiny, they're cute, defenseless looking creatures, but when you go to walk up to it, it jumps so fast that you go, wow. That's impossible. Let me try again. And then you walk up to it and it does a little jump again. And you can literally chase this little rabbit for miles and miles and miles because the rabbit doesn't just walk, he just makes these really fast jumps. So you think, oh, it's just standing still and it's a small little creature, I can catch it. And then you go to actually catch it and you can't. And you keep just thinking you can, thinking you can. And the thing with the rabbit hole to hell is the rabbit hole to hell is a problem that you think, oh, the solution's right there, and you keep going to catch it, but the rabbit literally takes you all the way to hell in the attempt to solve the problem. And what I define the hell as is the time that I could have spent with my family that I can't because I always thought the problem was solvable. The time that I could have spent managing other issues at work. The time that I could have spent managing staff. The time I could have spent on other repairs that I didn't actually put into that because I put all the effort into this little rabbit who, again, I cannot catch him, but he did manage to take me all the way to hell. Now, I don't think the rabbit hole to hell is a problem that I can't solve. A lot of people define the rabbit hole to hell as an unsolvable problem. Because if it was an unsolvable problem, I don't think so many of us would chase it. Rather, the rabbit hole to hell is a problem that we can conceivably solve. It does have a solution. Somebody else but me may be able to solve it. Me on a better day may be able to solve it. But within the practical reality of how my business works, how my life works, and where my head is right now, in these specific under these specific circumstances, it's not a problem that is worth solving. And again, that's where it really gets dangerous because you start to kind of tie it into your own ego and your own sense of self-worth that you cannot solve this problem because you feel like you need to be able to solve it. You feel like you're unprofessional if you can't solve it. You feel like people are going to make fun of you or insult your skill set if you can't solve it. And you need to not care what other people think. You need to have a good sense of self-confidence and a good sense of self-worth and a good feeling about who you are in order to not get sucked into the rabbit hole to hell. Insecure people are often the ones that get sucked into these rabbit holes to hell, or people who are just starting out in a new job or a new profession because they really want to prove that they're good at it. They want to prove that they're worth something, and they don't want to just give up on a problem. Whereas it's the more experienced people that can look and go, you know what? This may be solvable. This may have an answer. But in the 2 to 3 to 4 hours that I'm going to try to figure out this one problem, I could spend those 2 to 3 or 4 hours figuring out 10 other problems that are going to pay me the same amount of money. So which one do I want to spend time on? The problem that's going to take me 1 or 2 or 3 hours that I may or may not get paid for, or the other 5 or 10 problems were 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and I know at the end of it that I'm going to get paid. It's the latter. And again, it is hard, even at where I am in life and where I am in business, it is hard to say, you know what, this is not a solvable problem, move on, because I don't want to disappoint people, because I don't want to disappoint myself, because I don't want to disappoint the people who may be looking up to me to fix this problem for them. But I do have to eventually say, you know what, screw this, I'm going to be working on something else. So rabbit hole avoidance is going to be something that I'm talking about in this class. I want you to look at a board and realize, well, this may be fixable. While somebody may be able to do this, it is not within practicality for me to do this. And it's something that you need to think about, and it's something that you need to create your own guidelines for yourself as to how much time you could spend on a problem. You're going to have to create those boundaries and those guidelines for you based on the reality of your business. How much time do you have to spend on a specific problem? What is your pricing structure for it? Are you charging whether or not you fix it? Again, my business is no fix, no pay, and I also have very little time to work on a lot of the problems that I get. There are people who ask, hey, can I visit you? Hey, I'm in New York. Can I see you? Or, I'm a fan from YouTube. Can I meet you for 10 minutes? And they think I'm being rude when I say this, but they get it when they visit here. There really is no free time. If a problem takes longer than 10 or 20 minutes, most of the time that problem needs to go in the garbage. So within the practical reality of my business, I really do need to be able to solve board issues within 10, 20, or 30 minutes, and I need to know that when I'm done with that 10 to 30 minutes that I'm getting paid for it, but that I'm fixing it, because if I don't, I just wasted that time. And then I know that there's going to be a pile on my desk of other things that I have to do. If I were in the middle of nowhere and I had nothing else to do, then maybe the reality would be different and I'd have a different outlook on it. So what I'm going to be teaching as a part of this board repair class is how to come up with limits with your own business in terms of when you should stop chasing the rabbit. Again, I only have time to chase the rabbit until the outside of the store, maybe the corner traffic light. Other businesses, you may have the time to chase the rabbit 2 or 3 miles down the road. Some of you may have so much time available because you're independently wealthy and you just like figuring things out that you may be able to chase that rabbit all the way to hell. I know at this point in my life that I'm not chasing that rabbit all the way to hell, nor do I recommend you do it. And this also ties into some of the stuff that I've been getting sent recently, and also some of the misconceptions I think that have been created as a result of this channel. See, I know more than a lot of the people watching this channel. Now, one of the problems when I know more than you is you don't think that I am like here and you're here. What a lot of people think is since I know more than you that I must be God, that I must be able to solve all these problems that nobody else can solve, that I have the answers to everything. I don't. Again, some of you have been sending boards that have like shorts to ground on every single rail that are burned, brown, fucked with trash, that have like every pin of the LCD connector shorted together, and like the BIOS chips that are burned. And let me tell you something, I'm not going to be solving these problems. I am going to be sending them back to you. And it's not to be mean or cruel. It's just I look at this, I work on it for 10 minutes. It's still fucked after 10 minutes. And like, yeah, I'm done. When I see stuff that looks like, again, I have a slot right over here filled with stuff that's going back to somebody. When I see a board that has a short on every single rail, 5 wires going to the wrong places around everything, and it's dead, I know that I could put 1 or 2 or 3 hours into that one thing, not fix it, and not get paid. So when I see that, I don't even bother measuring or going further with it. I simply send it back. So please, just again, if you've screwed with a board and you feel like you have really, truly sodomized and destroyed it, save yourself the postage and send it to somebody with a different business model. My business model is I am one person who gets a very large stack of stuff to fix. Do I spend that time on the ones where I have a chance, or do I spend that time on boards that are fucked to shit? The answer is the former. Again, I've always talked about time management on this channel and where you should put your time. I'm not going to put my time into something that's destroyed. I'm not going to put my time into things that I don't think makes a good return. Again, while it's fun to solve problems, while it's fun to solve puzzles, I am really here to use this as a tool to make money. And this class is going to be teaching you how to use what you know as a way to make money. It's not, again, it's not about solving the problems. Solving the problems is cool, but really what we're here to do is we're here to create a business model out of it. And rabbit holes have no place in this business model. What they do, again, they take away from your ability to help other customers. They take away from your ability to manage your business. They take away from your ability to work on your business instead of in it. And again, that's the thing. You think the problem is solvable. It's just one more thing. 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 And before you know it, you wind up in hell. And it's really bad, and it's something that you need to learn for yourself how to avoid. Again, it comes with having a good sense of self-worth, a good sense of self-confidence, and a good sense that you know what you're doing, you're good at what you're doing, and that you don't have to prove to people that you're good at what you're doing. To simply look at something and say, this might be solvable. There may be a solution to this, but I'm not the one who's going to chase it to find it. And again, with people who send stuff, if you are looking to send things that where you know deep down in your heart that you destroyed it, again, save yourself the postage, because I'm going to look at it for 5 or 10 minutes. I'm going to make a couple of measurements. I'm going to replace 2 or 3 things and say, you know what, trash. And I would suggest that you do the same.